What up, humans? I'm Alora Scott, the Storytelling Saiyan. So I had to pop out before I was ready because a certain content creator's racist audacity spurred me to action. This is real fiction. So a couple days ago, myself and a few other Black Daenerys fans got into it with the content creator El Norte Recuerda, or Vanessa Angelica Villarreal, because she posted this disrespectful, pro-slavery, anti-Black tweet. Why is it anti-Black? Well, for one, the original tweet was mocking slave owners in the A Song of Ice and Fire story. The original tweet was an offshoot of a commentary tweet mocking the white racists who weaponized disability to defend that biscuit-headed white man who called Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo the N-word on stage last week at the BAFTA Awards. Vanessa has a huge hate boner for the character Daenerys, so she felt, as a non-Black person, that this was an appropriate time to attach real-life Black racial dynamics onto Daenerys' fictional story, while also defending slavery in the same breath. Me and the other Black fans took issue with what she said. Vanessa has cultivated an image for herself in the A Song of Ice and Fire fandom as a pro-Black and brown, pro-Indigenous activist figure, analyzing the story from a post-colonial theorist standpoint. But the issue is, Vanessa's fucking hatred for Daenerys exposes that Vanessa, El Norte Recuerda, is nothing more than a hypocritical, pro-slavery, anti-revolutionist, anti-Black racist, who not only endorses the white-centered dominant views of the oppressor, she happily throws marginalized people under the bus, both within the text and in real life, if they disagree with her hateful rhetoric. Myself and a number of Black fans experienced this from her firsthand. Now, me and Vanessa got into an intellectual tussle a few months ago when she put out a video calling Daenerys a colonizer while comparing her to the Starks, who Vanessa falsely believes is indigenous to Westeros.
In a world of ice and fire, they talk about how the first men, their histories are unrecorded. So this mirrors indigenous history that before the colonial encounter went unrecorded. The North remembers, collective memory versus Fire and Blood, another history book.
Already, Vanessa showed that she was a fucking hypocrite, bestowing unearned ethnicity on her favorite fantasy family. I explained to her that the first men, and essentially the Starks, had established their house, their wealth, hell, even their religion and magical abilities off the rape and genocide of the children of the forest and the colonization of their land. Do you know what Vanessa told me? Vanessa told me that the children of the forest weren't human, so their genocide at the hands of the first men and her favorite family, the Starks, didn't count. This person, El Norte Recuerda, with a doctorate and a platform in post-colonial theory, sat here rationalizing her favorite fictional white family's part in genocide using the same exact dehumanizing language that Europeans used to colonize Native American land and rape and enslave Black African people. This is the kind of nasty-ass hypocrite we're dealing with. But she want to call Daenerys and her fans white supremacist colonizers. Now, I'm a Black woman. Clearly. I'm dark-skinned, I wear my 4B hair natural, something El Norte Recuerda knows nothing about nor does she respect. So I'm not here to defend any white character or uphold whiteness above myself. But because Vanessa makes it clear that she analyzes A Song of Ice and Fire from a post-colonial scope, I hold her to that standard. Hi, I have a degree in Black political science, and there is a ton of overlap with post-colonial theory. I've noticed that in this fandom especially, Daenerys haters feel that they can say the most bigoted, misogynistic, racist shit as long as they can point their finger at her whiteness. You'd think Daenerys' story of slavery and liberation, wrapped in a delicious fantasy candy coating, would be the story for Vanessa to sink her teeth in, her bread and butter. But Vanessa is not interested in engaging with the text honestly. Daenerys' character assassination on the show is a common trope in mainstream fictional media, where revolutionary characters are depicted as extreme, overly violent, doomed to fail terrorists that make their oppressors seem reasonable. You'd think, with an advanced degree in both post-colonial and critical race theory, Vanessa should at least somewhat recognize that this tired script of revolutionary characters being sabotaged in writing to adhere to the status quo. Yet Vanessa has chosen to view Daenerys' abolitionist story through the same white gaze and defamatory narrative as the oppressor. And because Daenerys is white, Vanessa feels her pro-slavery, anti-revolutionary sentiments will be shielded. But that's not gonna fucking work over here, and not with me. The first and most important reason why is because if you hate Daenerys, then you hate the former slaves in her story. Period. They are one. Period. Second, it doesn't work because George R. R. Martin himself said that slavery in Essos is caste-based, like Roman slavery. Daenerys herself is sold into sexual slavery in the first book. Her handmaid, Dorea, is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed slave girl with the same Valyrian heritage as Daenerys. Do you think Vanessa would honestly acknowledge this? No, the fuck she wouldn't. Vanessa uses Daenerys' whiteness to straight up defend slavery. She fucking cheers it on. According to her, Daenerys and the freedmen, the former slaves, are white supremacist colonizers, and the Harpy, the slave masters, are natives fighting for their land back. Her words. Vanessa, a post-colonial theorist, thinks that the slave masters waging war for their right to continue slavery is more just and legal than the abolition of slavery itself. Vanessa can call Daenerys a white supremacist colonizer all fucking day if she wants, but she's the one with the white dominant viewpoint of the story. Vanessa still sees the ex-slaves as property. Vanessa don't believe that property is capable of fighting for their own freedom, even though in both the books and the show, they liberate themselves alongside Daenerys. Vanessa don't believe that property can choose their own leaders. According to her, brown people just lose their humanity and discernment in the presence of some white teenager. And Vanessa certainly doesn't believe that property has the right to reclaim the wealth and land that the masters built from exploiting their labor. She calls them fucking colonizers and illegal occupiers. I finished school years ago, but I'm explaining this to a doctoral level post-colonial theorist who should know better. When she's not defending slavery, Vanessa thinks Daenerys is just using Slaver's Bay as queen practice, getting remarried, restructuring the economy, negotiating peace, and still on the verge of war to reinstate slavery is inauthentic to Vanessa and her white-centered narrative. Honestly, I don't even think Vanessa read the fucking books at this point. There's no way she could come away from this story hating Daenerys as a white supremacist colonizer unless she herself feels threatened. Which means that Vanessa's hatred of Daenerys comes from the show, which would be more fitting for her behavior. But also more fucking embarrassing, because besides being absolute garbage, the show was so blatantly and openly racist. Someone with a background in post-colonial and critical race theory should have clocked it right away. Someone with an advanced knowledge of race and post-colonial theory would never let their opinions be influenced by two white men who wanted to create a racist slavery fanfiction show after Game of Thrones because they hated Daenerys freeing slaves so much. The racist dog whistle should have been loud as hell in Vanessa's head when Daenerys was depicted as the Dragon Queen with a superior black and brown army taking over weaker white-ass Westeros. Vanessa should have noted the show's racism when Daenerys' people, the only black actors in the show with speaking roles, were treated with outright hostility from ungrateful, unwashed white people. Vanessa should not be agreeing with a show that made the armies full of black and brown people disposable once they had served their purpose fighting battles and dying for the all-white nations of Westeros for nothing in return. But then again, Vanessa thinks the Starks are indigenous to Westeros. So maybe the show's blatant call for white ethno-nationalism was just too much for her to resist. And yet her fingers are always pointed at Daenerys' white ass, when ideally for Vanessa, without Daenerys, there would be no fucking characters of color in this story. Which brings me back to Vanessa's tweet. She decided to use real-life black issues to label Daenerys, the fictional character, as racist. The actor who plays Hizdar, Joel Fry, from my research, keeps much of his personal life, including his ethnicity, private. So Vanessa, a non-black woman, racially mischaracterized an actor because of his appearance, most likely his hair, and used him as her black mascot to defend fictional slavery, When my Black Daenerys group saw what she said, we were not amused. When some of us called Vanessa out for defending slavery, she doubled down her point, speaking down on actual Black people. I was not having it. I demanded that Vanessa apologize to the first person she disrespected, and then to eventually apologize to the Black A Song of Ice and Fire community, and Black Dany Stan specifically because she was ignoring us, one, and two, because I was disgusted by her using the issues of real Black people, real descendants of slaves, to disingenuously call Daenerys a white supremacist and push this image that Daenerys fans are white too. Instead of apologizing, like she should have, Vanessa arrogantly linked an article to further support her initial inappropriate argument, because Black issues are nothing more than ammunition for her. And when we didn't fucking agree with her again, instead of actually talking to and listening to our experiences as living Black people, as actual descendants of slaves, and as fans of Daenerys and the A Song of Ice and Fire series, Vanessa linked more articles regarding Daenerys, slavery, and race, because she thought she was going to educate our Black asses about ourselves. Just fucking disrespectful. And hilariously, just like Vanessa herself, the authors of these articles were also not Black. Oh, and even funnier, one of the writers of the articles she referenced is a fucking Zionist. Fits her character though, don't it? This is the real anti-Blackness of Vanessa El Norte Recuerda. I want to remind y'all that Vanessa was defending slavery from a chain of tweets that originally was commentary on Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo being called the N-word at the BAFTA Awards. It's been several days, and of course, Vanessa has not apologized at all. Instead, she spent her time pretending to be a fucking victim. She's still calling Daenerys fans white supremacists, even though clearly we're not. And she had the nerve to say that we were being misogynistic and racist to her. But this video was fucking here, and it shows the kind of racist, anti-Black hypocrite she is. This is Vanessa's face. This is El Norte Recuerda. This is who she fucking is. Tag her in this video so she knows that y'all know the kind of anti-Black racist that she is too. And now she's making videos lying and saying that we're threatening her with ICE, even though she does not even know if we're immigrants ourselves, because she couldn't deign to fucking talk to us. And she blocked me so that she could spread these lies with no pushback.
It is never okay to send me emails like this. I don't need the A Song of Ice and Fire fandom to come for my...
And if Vanessa wants to accuse people for calling ICE on her, maybe she should look at her Zionist friends. But I made this video because I will not let Vanessa get away with being racist to me and my Black A Song of Ice and Fire community. We experience enough racism as it is. Nor will I let her use critical race theory to further expand the dominant white-centered narrative regarding Daenerys, slavery, abolition, or the perception of her primarily Black and brown fans. For racist hypocrites like Vanessa, every accusation is a confession. She attributes white femininity to Daenerys because she feels Daenerys threatens a position that she, Vanessa, already occupies. Vanessa feels threatened by characters like Daenerys and women like me who don't depend on white men oppressing others so that she can feel free. Vanessa, you can take your post-colonial theory doctorate and you can wipe your ass with it. It's fucking worthless. Maybe you should take some more classes that aren't taught by fucking Zionists. Big ask, I know. Either way, you def need to keep your mouth shut on Black issues because we're not your dog to unleash when you want to win an argument. And with your shitty stances and your behavior, you'd better never call Daenerys or her fans a colonizer white supremacist again, because it would be easier for you to find one if you looked in the fucking mirror. That's it.